This is a Muncie broadcast. Code Red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and hand me and listen to Uncle the Podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the Podcast.
You're listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hey, there's women. 297 we're on. Getting close.
We are live on the Ocelli Radio Network, as always, on a Sunday night. And we've got the dramatic lighting going on the video live stream for anybody watching that on our YouTube or our Twitch.
And the number is...
The number to call in and join is 319-527-5016. You can use Skype as well. Type a message to Chuck. He's Charles.Ocelli. You type him the message. He brings you on in Skype. Or call 319-527-5016. Uncle, we're back. We're on air.
Anybody holding, Chuck?
Is anybody calling? Is
holding.
Oh, is anybody holding?
Oh, no, nobody's on hold just yet. Nope.
Oh, okay. I'm just letting them know because last week we had two, so that's what I'm asking.
We did. That's a very good question, Uncle.
Well, I got to keep asking that.
Keep it up. Keep asking. There's no such thing as a dumb question here on Uncle the Broadcast.
That's right. I know. It could.
There's no such thing as...
have you heard... We have just talked about we are having putting our games back on Saturday evening. So we were doing this. I had just talked about it. So whoever's anybody listening or ready to call, join us on Saturday when we'll play our games.
Yeah, Uncle's talking about vintage gaming with Uncle. So I set up all the podcasting equipment earlier than I usually do. And so we got online, we fired up the live stream, and we did a episode of vintage gaming with Uncle, which I was glad to do. We've been meaning to do one of these for a while, Uncle. So it was good to do that. We played some Nintendo games.
I got some new games there now. I'm learning some new games on it.
You are.
I can tell you.
Yeah, what I would ask, Uncle, what did you learn from our video game session the other day? What did you learn from that?
The kicking and action, different kind of fighting. These guys bouncing back and forth, chop, knock, and then hit with the elbow, then hit with the elbow, and then the dang kick. I like that one. That one was interesting to me.
We played Double Dragon, I think you're talking about.
Yeah,
that's a fun game.
That one, and we also played, not only the playoffs of basketball, we played this basketball game to get whipped.
NBA Jam. I wouldn't mind doing another stream with NBA Jam because I just was getting back into the hang of it. I haven't played it forever. That's a fun game. We could play that one again. We could do a whole stream just playing NBA Jam if we want to.
Well, we can do that this coming weekend if we're around. This coming Saturday. Past this coming Saturday.
So no matter what, you're definitely up for the idea of playing more games and doing more gaming streams. That's something that you did enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
cool. Let's say something different. And anybody in the crack room, listen here. You can join us too. Crack room people.
Listen, crack room. Yeah, join us. It was an impromptu thing. I think I might have put something on the Twitter, but it was just as we went on air anyway. So we didn't get much live viewers. We didn't get any people joining in the chat room, but that was okay. If we keep it up, if we somehow get things really going, I'm sure we will eventually. But I had fun just doing it. I just enjoy relaxing, playing games, and turning into a live stream. So why not? It was cool. It's a good time.
Yeah. So that's what we were doing.
Yep. Vintage gaming with Uncle. Keep that on your radar. You're going to want to follow Uncle's Twitter and YouTube. It's all the links are at unclethepodcast.com to all the social media. But
I already got them on my tube on that, the games and all. So whatever ones want to watch it.
You can go back and watch the episode. It won't be live, but I think you might get a kick at watching the non-live version of it because it was cool. And yeah, the video is also available on Uncle's Twitter at Uncle Podcast. You can watch actually all the live streams of this show. We're live on Twitter right now with this show, Uncle.
Yeah, I know.
So that's
I'm
cool, right?
just saying that if people are listening or want to call in, that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying since we have no callers yet.
That's what we're saying, yeah. Listen up, everybody. Yeah, it's something different, Uncle. We've had a lot of callers recently, and we don't tonight. So it's like, what do? We don't have anybody to talk to. This is something new and different for us, at least in recent weeks.
Well, usually they pop on my hour. But I know you said you had your hour. Had a guest.
I had a guest. Yeah. I had a guest on my show. Didn't have any callers, but the guest was my old friend and collaborator on a blog we used to work on.
Oh.
We talked about brains, actually. Our whole blog was about brains, Uncle. Cool, huh?
It's about time somebody's talking about them. You need a refreshing course on your plane.
I know.
I mean, what else are we going to talk about?
Well, the Uncle Show is a wide open format.
Yeah.
We just show up here and things tend to happen. Sometimes we talk about. I've been kind of having fun coming up with impromptu graphics.
Yeah, I've noticed you're playing these things.
You see
on
that?
here. Yeah, you're playing these things on here lately. I've noticed.
Yeah, I'm kind of proud with what I've been able to do. My goal is to be able to, like, on the fly, be able to do this show and make new graphics that pertain to whatever the topic is at hand and sort of, like, make our live streams in such manner.
When do you want your wife on the one-time show? She was talking to mention it, but I didn't know.
Let's bring that up. Yeah, let's bring that, because I don't know if we've actually properly thrown that idea around on air, but
because I know you want to take a little break of playing with knobs, and since
yeah, our idea is that the show would be guest hosted by my wife. She would fill in the way I want it to happen.
The way she wanted to do it.
I'll explain it.
I'd
like it if instead of me sitting here on this microphone for an episode, it was my wife here. Now, I don't know if it's exactly, if we do it, it'll end up that way. I might still be on a microphone, but I'd prefer it if she was just your co-host instead of me on the show. So that's the idea, is have her be the guest co-host.
She said she'd do it one.
Yeah.
She said to do one,
So that's something to look forward to, everybody.
This coming year.
Yeah.
I say this year because
that's good.
I don't know when she wants to do it. That's why I'm saying that.
That's perfect, Uncle. Yeah, because I think that sounds about right. Sometime this year we should be doing that. So I like that. Playing around with graphics on that note, where is here's the LAX runway. Let me see if I can get this working, because, I mean, this is not a new graphic by any stretch of the imagination, but
where's the planes?
Yeah, well, when is it not appropriate to see what's happening at LAX at this very moment? Look, there it is.
Nothing really.
Well,
nothing's actually flying. I don't see anything but light bulbs.
It's funny. It's funny to say that, because you're not wrong, Uncle. Nothing is happening, but then when you look at this, what we perceive as nothing is actually a whole lot. Look at all these little cars. There's I can't even count the number of cars passing by on Sepulveda, I believe is the road here. I don't know. It's one of them. And then you've got a plane taxiing on the runway back there. Who knows how many people are in that? There's little vehicles on the runway, like the service vehicles at the airport, wherever those are. There's a couple of them. There's the building itself. Must be tons of people in this building. Isn't it fascinating to kind of look at this image and realize that there's tons of people living their lives out, scurrying, hurrying, doing so many things, but we glance at it and it truly does look like nothing is happening.
It's what it looks like.
What do you make of that, Uncle?
I mean, I'm just saying, somebody was at the airport, they can see all this stuff. Mm-hmm. But being where we're sitting right now and looking, it's like just light bulbs.
Yeah.
Light bulbs in dark sky. Yeah. That's what it is. For what we're looking at.
That's about it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's pretty interesting. It says across the Pacific. I want to say you might be able to make out the Pacific Ocean at the end. Is that what that is? I don't know.
That might be. Yeah, that might be.
Maybe that's what that is. I feel like.
Ocean. Yeah, that looks like a wave.
No? So that is a wave.
And it might be.
Well,
that one right there, right down center.
It's back there somewhere.
Well, right there.
Whether or not we see it on the live stream, that doesn't even matter that much either way, because the direction this is pointed, it is off in the distance. We can assure you that the Pacific Ocean is there. This, after all, is El Segundo.
So you're touching it again.
It's on the shore.
Like a wave.
So you see the wave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it's there.
That right there.
Right there.
Look like a wave.
There's the wave.
See?
Is there a surfer?
I don't know.
There should
Not at night.
But once again, we're live. If you want to call in and tell us something important, we'd like to hear it. You can call 319-527-5016 to join us tonight or any Sunday night on the Ocelli Radio Network. Or Skype, charles.ocelli. Type him a message. He'll bring you on.
I guess Chuck, what's his name? Is lit up somewhat. What's his name? Usually the first one on.
Oh, like Jimmy? Jimmy will call on fairly early.
Early, we usually do. Usually does. Mm-hmm. But
very often.
Very often, buddy. This is surprising.
We're going solo.
Yeah. This looks like a solo night. It's a solo night, I think.
This is challenging us, Uncle. We have to challenge ourselves to be entertaining.
We have to do some talking. That's why I'm doing this talking right now.
If you weren't here on the broadcast, you might not be talking, but since you are, you have to be talking.
Right. That's the point. That's my point.
I
have to talk because, like I said, there's no callers yet.
Point taken.
So.
Yeah, and I don't see a whole lot of action in the chat room.
What's the chat's doing?
Well, there's
people listening. There's people listening. There's people in the chat coming and going. It's just they're not calling.
Oh,
yeah.
It's one of those nights.
I might have a dry night. That usually happens. I would accept probably a dry night for one night.
Could be
for me, maybe because look at. I was running, 3 nighs in a row with someone talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now.
Many nights.
And now, I can take it or leave it on this one tonight because of that reason.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
No. And maybe people don't want to talk. No.
I feel like there's something going on this weekend because, again, we did that video game stream and there was no engagement with that, I can tell you. Like, maybe after the fact people will watch it, but it seems like people have something better to do this weekend.
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
I heard a noise. I think it was a phone ringing, Uncle. I'm pretty sure we have a caller now. Should we go to the call, Uncle?
I heard the same thing, but I didn't hear it full.
Let's.
All right, caller, if you're on here. Hello?
Jimmy Jones, what's going on?
I tell you, that boy always gives me the pay up. I knew he'd show. I'm not complaining, though. So what's happening with you there, Jimmy?
I don't know, just kind of
You have that.
Weather's going to be getting better here for a few days, thank goodness. So,
weather. Have you heard what we were talking about? That we're back on a Saturday night. The Saturday days playing with the games,
video games,
monsters.
Yeah, my memory of that, you guys did that like in some crazy times of the day or something. When did you guys do that?
Yeah, that might be part of the problem too. We this one we did yesterday in the afternoon.
We did.
So what time in the afternoon was it? It was early afternoon. So that might be
10.
Was it in the morning even? Was it that early, Uncle?
I think so.
If you go to the YouTube video,
go to YouTube and look at the time slam.
I thought it was early afternoon was my, but anyway.
Maybe 12.
It wasn't prime time, I can tell you that.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't prime time.
That was our problem, perhaps.
That was probably it.
Is that an issue, Jimmy?
Is that an issue for you?
Yeah, I remember it's like 9 in the morning. I was like, I'm not going to get up to watch them play video games.
Yeah.
Night.
That's what it was. I'm pretty sure that must have been what it was.
It could be an issue.
Hey, Uncle,
that's an issue.
You ever watch the MTV Movie Awards?
Yeah.
All right, well, it's on tonight, so I figured I'd check with you and see if you thought, what do you think the best movie of the year was, and what do you think the best... Yeah, because I got a list.
The best movie of the year was, we all know who it was.
Well, you're going to say Top Gun 2, but what do you think they said at MTV?
Oh, what they're going to say?
Mm-hmm.
One of a thriller one. I don't.
The thriller one. Good
Michael
guess.
Jackson's thriller.
Michael Jackson thriller, maybe.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, dig this. Scream 6 was the best movie of the year, according to the MTV Movie Awards. And it beat Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick, though, best performance in a movie. Top Gun Maverick. Tom Cruise got that.
Oh. Yeah. How about that, Uncle?
I'm surprised that somebody beat him out. Not really the usual, because probably they haven't. You know what it is? It's the people that don't go to the movie theater lets them down.
Those are the ones voting?
Yeah.
Well, they got weird categories.
The ones that voting.
Well, they got weird categories on the MTV Awards. I'm just telling you. They got best kick-ass cast, best duo, best breakthrough performance, best fight, best frightened performance, best kiss. I'm serious. Best. These are all categories. Best breakthrough performance. Let's see what's it. Best song, best musical moment, best musical documentary, best docu-reality show, best competition series, best host, best reality on-screen team. Weird categories.
They're trying to differentiate themselves from the other awards shows.
Right.
That's what they're doing there, yeah. You see that, Uncle?
I see what they're coming at. I see where they're doing. They're trying to get something sort of different in their music area where others have it playing music.
You buying into it, Uncle, or you're not on board?
What do you think?
We took them over. If you think about it, just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it a minute. We all took them over. Broadcasting. So that whole line is took from us.
You're saying that video killed the radio stars, right?
Exactly. That's what it was. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, what do you think they thought the best TV show was this year, Uncle, according to the MTV TV Music TV and Movie Awards? You want me to tell you who the nominees were?
Yeah, who were the nominees? Give me a hint.
Stranger Things, The Last of Us, The White Lotus, Wednesday, Wolfpack, Yellow Jackets, and Yellowstone.
I think the two tied. Wendy's and the Wendy
Burger King.
No, not Wendy Burger King. That Wendy movie that I haven't seen yet.
Like Me, a Dave's Big Single.
And the one I have seen, Straining Things.
Okay, so you think? Well, I'm sorry, Uncle. It's The Last of Us one out of that zombie apocalypse thing. Yeah.
Does that seem right, Uncle?
I haven't even seen the movie. How are they passing that?
I'm just telling you what it says. What can I tell you?
I don't know what these people are doing.
They're not doing
They're not doing it properly because the people are watching something, but not what.
They're not watching what the people are watching.
Right. That's what it is. And they're voting for these oddball things. Mm-hmm. And that's an oddball show.
Let's try this. Who do you think you want to figure out the best fight? The best fight in a movie or a TV show. Okay? You got Ladybug versus the Wolf in Bullet Train. Gale Weathers versus Ghostface in Scream 6. Vesna versus 11 in Stranger Things. John Wick versus everyone in John Wick Chapter 4. And Escape from Narcana 5. Andor. Okay. I don't know that one too well, but who do you think got the best fight?
Number 2.
2.
What you said?
Gale Weathers versus Ghostface?
Yeah.
You got it. That's exactly who they picked.
What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you?
You're good.
I got the brain to know what they're talking about.
Okay.
All
Now, is that Ghostface from Wu-Tang?
Is that Wu-Tang?
No, it's Ghostface, the villain in Scream. The guy with the Scream mask.
Oh, that Ghostface.
That guy that in the Scream.
Right.
Yes. I know the Scream game.
Okay.
I know the Scream show.
Okay.
I watched that many times.
That guy got in a fight, Uncle.
Yeah. That kind of guy in the fight, I would think it would have been that one because they were fighting. Anyway.
People wanted to see that
They wanted to
coming.
see that. That was coming.
That's how that won.
Yeah.
I'll bow out after this one. I want to know what Uncle's vote would be on this. Best kick-ass cast, okay? Mm-hmm. And let's see, Ant-Man and the Wasp from Quantumania. Let's see, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Outer Banks, Stranger Things, Teen Wolf, the movie.
Oh, man. I got to... I'd say that the number 3?
Number 3.
Number 3 is Outer Banks. Is that the one you think, or is it another one?
No, it was number 2.
Number 2, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, there you
That's one I'm thinking.
All right, that's not what they picked. They picked Stranger Things.
Oh, man. I didn't put the foot that
Right.
I was thinking that would be, but then I didn't think it would.
That's one of your shows, Uncle.
Yeah, I know it was one of my shows, but I would have thought they wouldn't have picked them.
All
You
right.
see how I think?
Let's try this one. This is a totally weird category. Last one. I'll go through unless Uncle wants to do more. Best competition series. Okay. So you got All Star Shore, Big Brother, RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, The Challenge USA, or The Traders.
Oh, definitely the Traders.
Definitely
The Traders, you think, huh? RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars won.
What was the category again?
Racing.
Best competition series.
Oh, okay, one of those
Competition
things.
series.
I see.
All right, let's go on to here's what Jimmy had to think about this.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah, what does Jimmy think about all this?
We need to take a call on this.
We're gonna make it cool.
Got a call.
I mean, this is crazy.
Jimmy, what are we going to make of this MTV show?
MTV show.
Well, I think MTV is what it always was, and is completely consistent in quality and intelligence. So, hoo-yah for them.
Oh, so Jimmy's a big fan of the show, Uncle.
So they like that.
I
He
sense
loved every
sarcasm.
minute of it.
I sense sarcasm.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Yeah, me too.
And as for Winona Ryder, I want all my underwear back you stole.
Who?
Winona Ryder, the stealing from a retail store, right? That incident, yeah.
Alrighty then.
I didn't even get a comment that close.
The woman's a klepto. There ain't just one store. What, are you crazy? She takes everything not nailed down to the floor.
I have no response for Jimmy's comments. I have none.
Golly, you're embarrassing. How embarrassing that is.
Yeah, where's she been anyway?
Where is she?
Oh yeah, she's in Stranger Things. Okay, so that's why she's.
Oh, she was in Stranger
That's why
Things.
you bring it up. That's right. She is back.
Oh, well, I was wondering. Now, calling back to Stranger Things for a moment. When do you think that's going to be resuming?
Is that still going? That show?
Or was it?
Have you watched that show, Jimmy? Have you
watched that show? Has that been going on?
I have not. I have not actually turned on my TV in like a couple years.
That's good. Yeah, I saw some of the first season. I got bored with it, so I haven't seen it since then.
I was just wondering if it was on continuing. That's all.
According to a Netflix press release, Stranger Things is returning to Netflix for a 5th and final series, and not expected to release until at least late 2024.
Oh, so that must mean they'll come back, but that year.
Yes. Yeah, it's back. So one more season.
One more season to go then.
There you go, Uncle. Excited for what?
That's something.
Could be good.
Yeah, I went through them all.
Yeah, you've seen all the episodes, huh?
If there's an episode of any kind of shows, I look through them all. In fact, right now I'm in a show watching The Shootist.
The Shootist?
Yeah.
That's a show?
A series.
It's a series. Oh, it's a series.
A series, yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's getting down to they had to go to Russia.
They got to go shooting in Russia, I assume. They're shooting in Russia? Is that the show?
Now, I don't know what this bottom line is going to be.
You know this one, Jimmy? The Shootist?
The only Shootist I know of was made in 1978, which had John Wayne, Ron Bacall, Ron Howard, yeah.
God rest his soul. We could use a lot more men like him around.
John Wayne.
About John Wayne.
John Wayne. I know what he's talking about.
IMDb says it was made in 1976. Right, yeah. And I knew it was an old movie, but it was John Wayne. It was about a dying gunfighter. He was sick and he was dying, I think. And it was like his last hurrah as a gunfighter, the Shootist.
Oh yes, I remember it.
You know that movie?
I think so. He was in drinking, and he come back and had to come to the lady's house and had a room. I mean, she was doing rooms, and he was in his room laying down. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one. Yeah, I remember that.
I know.
One.
Yeah,
that's the last one before he died.
The last movie before John Wayne died.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
It was the last movie. That I do remember.
I've never really seen any of those movies. I know that you watch those on BTV, aren't those?
BTV.
Uncle's recounting the plot in a very interesting way. The guy takes a room in a rooming house, according to the plot summary, with a lady who recognizes him as the gunfighter that he is. He has cancer. Yeah. Goes to get a second opinion. Yep, this is exactly what Uncle's talking about. So he's definitely seen this.
That's it. That's one. That's what he's saying.
Okay. Sounds like a
and my recollection, she's what, like a Quaker and hates violence and all
that. Something like that. Yeah.
She doesn't like his kind, tells her his condition. She empathizes. Her son wants to teach him how to use a gun. Yeah. Okay. Brooks tries to tell him that killing is not something he wants to live with.
Right.
All this kind of stuff. It's pretty extensive plot summary from. Very interesting. It's supposed to be. Let's see. When does it actually occur? In Carson City in 1901. It's is setting. Yeah.
Oh, Carson City. That's interesting. Nevada, huh?
Yeah. Interesting stuff.
Cool. If you want to be a pilgrim, you gotta carry a gun.
That's exactly his voice. Don't laugh. That was his voice. Okay. Just what Jimmy was saying.
I wouldn't make it happen.
I can't say that kind of voice though, man.
It's a tough voice to do.
Tough voice to do for me.
I wouldn't make it happen calling me that.
Oh, dang. Perfect.
Johnny Wayne, yeah. Cowboys. Westerns.
I had into a lot of them with my other brother-in-law.
You'd watch those?
I watched most of them. And that was where I watched most of them. They were on the farm. Yeah,
I've never gone around to watching many of those movies. I've seen little bits and pieces, I guess. That's it.
I mean, that's all we knew. All right, turn on the TV. And there we go, watching them westerns.
Classic genre. Classic Hollywood genre. Everybody knows the Western. Today it's all about Westworld.
Yeah, well, I guess so. Oh,
Took the Western genre and
I
shook it
do
up a bit,
something.
didn't they?
I have to say something. So
You got to say something.
So that's what it. That's it for.
Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and say something?
Yeah, say something.
Yes, indeed. So is this Westworld that you speak of? Are you talking about? Wasn't that show where the cowboys were robots?
Yes. This is another show that I watched a couple episodes and got bored with. So what you say is true. Other than that, I don't know what happens on it.
You get bored on the cowboy shows?
Yeah, I've got a bad attention span, maybe. I don't know what it is. I watch these shows, I get annoyed by them. I say, "Be gone, show."
I don't know. I know something like you would interested in like action movies. Or do you like action movies?
Action movies can be okay. Yeah, they can be. Depends. Yeah. I'm a harsh critic, Uncle. There's no good reason. It's just how things are. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's how it is. I don't know if I'm good, if I'm bad for doing that. That's just how things go. I also get bored with things.
Well, I can see that in some things.
It's boring.
All right, let's get those calls ringing there, Jim. I mean, Chuck. Get those calls
Call
going.
in, everybody. 319-527-5016.
Absolutely.
Also, Skype Charles Sarcelli. Send Chuck a message at Charles Sarcelli. He will bring you on the show.
Absolutely. We've got about 20 minutes left of the live show, so, you got time to call in and join into the discussion tonight. But it's a weird night. It seems like, glad Jimmy called in. But seems like a lot of other people don't have a chance to grab their phones right now. I don't know.
What's going on? I heard there's a race going on.
Race? Is it Formula One? Is that what you're talking about?
There was a race going on, and they had the horses.
Yeah, they had the Kentucky Derby.
So they might be looking at them.
Maybe.
That could be.
Oh, maybe they're watching that idiot king get his crown.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that might be. I can understand.
Is that still going on? The coronation? I thought that was done 2 days ago.
That happened on Saturday.
Yeah, that happened on
Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that happened then too.
Mm-hmm.
That's Saturday.
Well, I'm sure there's festivities. There's always got to be festivities.
Oh
and coverage
after it. Yeah,
recap. Who wore what dress? Why wasn't so and so there? Why did Katy Perry show up drunk as a skunk?
Why is Joe Biden and her granddaughter dressed in the Ukrainian flag colors?
Yeah. His wife went to it, but he was busy.
Oh, she was there at the coronation?
Yeah, Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
Okay.
She was.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But not him.
Right.
So Flotus was in attendance.
Flotus, yes.
You got to use every chance you get to use the word Flotus, Uncle.
Flotus. What does that mean? I don't even know what it means.
Well, it's not unlike POTUS. Also, let's not forget SCOTUS.
I thought that's what you got from the hookers over in never mind.
Yeah, I know. It does sound kind of like that, doesn't it?
Family show, my fault. Sorry.
Well, people, we have not seen the restaurant yet.
Oh, Gerald Sanders.
Oh, we've still not gotten to the all-you-can-eat shrimp? Nobody's gone?
Not yet.
Oh,
I'm
God.
dying to go, though. But I don't know when we're going to go.
We are dying. We will. We'll get out. I promise we'll get out there. I want to make it a full video experience. I want to film us going out there, make a little video out of it, post it. I really do want to do that. So we will. It's just a matter of time.
You guys are going to force Graves to call in and start screaming Leatherface again. I mean, come on.
I'm saying Leatherface.
Yeah.
Where's Creative Accidents tonight, by the way?
He wasn't here?
I don't know where. I think he might have had a busy weekend. He posted something about like a vintage car meetup recently. I know that sometimes like he'll have some things going on and he can't make it. It's not often.
Right.
Every now and then he'll get something caught up with something. So I'm sure something is occurring.
Oh, so that means he's not on here.
No, not tonight. He's not here tonight.
I don't know who's in the crack room. That's your side.
There's some action in the Ocelli chat room. There's no action in the live stream chats from YouTube or Twitch or any of that. But Ocelli, there's a little bit going on over there. Yeah, it's just, it's a take it easy kind of weekend.
I think it's a slow
weekend. Yeah, definitely. It's a slow weekend, right?
It is. For some reason. I don't know why that is, but I've gotten that feeling all weekend. So we're still here. It's not over yet. So we're still taking it easy. What can you say? I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. I kind of like it. I kind of like this, Uncle.
What, having no one talking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they talk you up, and when you're trying to listen. Yeah, I see that.
Maybe that's it, yeah. I was half tempted to fire up a video game now and just play a game for the rest of the thing, but I don't think I don't think we'll get the sound piping over to. I don't know if that matters, but we'll save that for our vintage gaming streams. We won't make this into that. We'll just tease the stream for listeners here at Uncle the Podcast and be like, hey, better stay tuned to the YouTube or the Twitter or the Twitch or whatever it is.
If they watch it.
So when are you going to do another game day?
Maybe next weekend. I mean, it's going to be on a weekend if we do it. We did yesterday on Saturday. It'll be either next Saturday or Sunday. Like maybe Sunday before we do this show. I like doing it that way too. Either that or Sunday in the day or evenings. Sometime during the weekend.
It might be a good lead-in. Yeah, it might be a good lead-in. Get people going to the game thing and then come to the live show, talk about it after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's what I might do.
So maybe we'll start making that like a regular scheduled thing with a time and all that. But right now it's just whenever we can, honestly, is when we're doing it. Yeah. When we get the opportunity to do it. Yeah.
I'm going to like to go back to that kick guy. I like to practice the kicking.
Oh, yeah, the Double Dragon. We could play that again. We did Double Dragon 1. We started Double Dragon 2. Maybe we could play 2 again. And then there's a third one and probably some other ones.
Well, what version of Double Dragon were you trying to play? The NES version or the arcade?
Yes. Not the arcade. It was Nintendo, the original Nintendo. Okay. And then the sequel on Nintendo, Double Dragon 2, The Revenge.
Yeah, see, the first one was rough because the first one I think you could only have one player at a time on the original one, right? On the Nintendo.
Right.
You got it. Yep. Yes.
And then the second one, you could have 2 players, but it was like really hard to get like up the ladders and stuff. It was like I remember that being a problem. It was like you couldn't climb up. And
Uncle had some difficulties with that. Yes, it's true. Yeah, it's true. It takes some finesse and it takes like kind of a seasoned gamer to pull that off. Which the whole thing with Uncle is he's a beginner. And I'm introducing these games to him, so that was a bit of a stumbling block on Double Dragon 2.
I haven't played that stuff since I'm like a teenager, but I remember that, like yelling at the thing, like, God damn it, I can't stand it. Because I played it in the arcade, and in the arcade it's smooth, it's easy, you know what I mean? You can climb up stuff, you get the bat real easy, you can get a bat and a knife. You can only stab somebody so many times with the knife, and then the knife disappears.
Right? Then you got the hammer.
Oh, they have a hammer?
Oh, yeah.
There's a bat. There's a bat, yeah.
The bat.
Wait a minute.
Okay. I remember the bat.
Yeah, there's a bat.
What's that we're playing the hammer with?
That was Donkey Kong.
Oh, that was Donkey Kong.
That's what you're talking
I'm off.
I got you.
That's how I'm in the games.
Double Dragon is crazy though, because you're just wandering around and like just street gangs come out of garages and come to attack you while you're just walking down the street, which is really funny.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love that game. I really like the Nintendo version. It's the one that I'm used to. I don't think I ever actually played the arcade. I've seen video of it.
Oh, you missed out. The arcade version was really good.
Yeah, I'm sure it's better. I mean, typically it is, but that makes me not hate the Nintendo version, which I probably would have if I played the arcade first.
Like, I'll tell you something else. You know those one on, like, the popularity of the, like, Mortal Kombat type games?
Yes.
Right. And then they came up with the 360, you get all angles, like a 3D sort of effect, with like toe ball and, I'm trying to think of what the popular one was. But they had a bunch of them, where you had, the 3D effect where it would actually turn all the way around. You had a 3D camera effect.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Well, in the arcade, before they went to the 3D effect thing with oh man, I can't remember the name of this stupid game now, but it was just the one-on-one battle games. Well, anyway, one of the least popular, but one of the best ones, like as far as incentives and getting you to do stuff, was a game called Pit Fighter. And Pit Fighter was like a real street fight kind of thing. And at the end, you won money if you won.
Oh.
Money? Okay.
Yeah, you'd win money in each fight, and if you got enough money, you could keep going.
Oh.
Okay.
But the other ones, were based on, you got the crazy, ninjas that come back from the dead and all this other, craziness. And then you had, Street Fighter. It's a big world fighting tournament. But this thing was just, it's a street fight. That's it. And literally, like, you get thrown into the crowd and the crowd would knock you around and you get thrown back out into the fight and everything. In Pit Fighter. Pit Fighter was very cool. But I never saw a good version of it for the home game, so it was only a really good arcade game.
That sounds familiar. I don't remember playing that there either. Yeah.
Jimmy, do you have anything about
Tekken, that was the Tekken Warriors, the Tekken games, where you had the 360-degree turns, and I just remembered it.
Okay.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat was your firm two-dimensional. Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, those are your firm two-dimensionals. And then Tekken became the big three-dimensional.
Yes, I do remember seeing that in the arcades, that one. Yeah. At that point, I was kind of disengaged with those games, I think. Yeah, I think so. Well, I remember seeing it.
Super popular early PlayStation, like PlayStation 1 games. Like Tekken was a huge game for that. And everything.
Yeah, I recall that.
Yeah, we're getting to get back into those things. I guess.
See, I would love to see Uncle play Tekken, because that is just sometimes you could just mash buttons and create weird combinations.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm thinking he could mash buttons and do freaky, crazy things, and he would love it.
Can you get that? Can you get that on it?
Yeah, I don't have one of those. I wish I had one of those emulator things that does the arcade games, because there's so many arcade games I do like. The one I have can do Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, and some of the. I think they're all home consoles, is what they are. None of them are the arcade ones. I know they make those.
Yeah, but Tekken was also a popular PlayStation game. So if you had a PS1 emulator,
okay,
yeah, it would work.
Can it do the thing we have? I can't remember if it does PlayStation 1. It might do 1, but it doesn't do anything beyond that. I can't remember. Maybe it does that. I have to take a look.
Well, it would have a lot of those crossover games from the arcade. Like I said, those odd, like, chunky graphic things where, everybody's made up of the square.
Polygons,
what I mean? Yeah, the polygons, like the weird sort of like in the Final Fantasy game where the guy's got, the sword that's 18 times his size and all that, right?
No.
The big, what do they call it, a buster sword or something?
I don't remember the name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah. The early CG, you're talking about early CG graphics, yeah, it's that they look quite ridiculous now. They looked cool at the time.
Right.
They look ridiculous now. But it's interesting. It's an interesting aesthetic, actually. That it's kind of a fun aesthetic. It's definitely vintage now, to say the least.
Well, I'm just saying, I think Uncle would really dig like the combat games like that, because there's so many weird things that can happen during those things. Like you create a special move, and like the guy spins around and does a completely impossible weird corkscrew kick.
Yeah.
And I think Uncle would accidentally discover special moves on Tekken and stuff, and it would just be
probably
really cool.
It was working out a little bit like that with NBA Jam. You're making some long shots, Uncle. You're making full court like a basket.
I mean, it was. I was watching. I was doing this Jam basketball game, and every time I got to that spot on the court, I shot it in. It went in. I think it was more of a 4-pointer than a 3-pointer. Wait a minute. How distance is a 3 to a 4?
It was a long shot.
That was a long shot. I didn't hear that other guy say, what was he saying?
Well, Uncle, you know the famous double dribble glitch, right? In Nintendo, in the original Nintendo system?
Yeah.
The famous double dribble glitch. Do you know what I'm talking about, Aaron?
I know the game, but I don't know what the glitch is. What was the glitch in that game?
The glitch is that you impossibly shoot from the far corner on the right hand side of the screen. You go all the way to the corner of the out of bounds line, and you shoot away from, like as if you're trying to throw it into the crowd. And you fire it up, and it automatically goes in 3-point shot from the corner.
I see. It is a glitch.
It's a total glitch. It's like, it makes no sense at all, but I've watched people use it over the years. It's so funny.
I'm throwing it here, and it's going that way.
Yeah,
going the opposite direction.
It's like you can't miss. You can't miss. If you go all the way to the corner and you try to do the jump shot and throw it into the crowd, it just flies over and drops into the bucket. 3-point shot.
Oh gosh. Look at him, man. It's going that way.
Now, I know we could get that game on the system we have, Uncle. We
could
we could get double dribble if we so desire, yeah.
Okay, let's work on that.
I can find that one, I'm sure.
Yo, I'm looking one game at a time and see if we could get on some of these.
I would like to.
New ones.
We brought up Street Fighter and all that. I would like to do a day where we just play Street Fighter, maybe, because
that
Street
one
Fighter
too.
2, that's
we got that in too.
I do have that. You have a couple versions of that.
Okay, we can put that on.
We should make a whole show out of that. I feel like, because I think, again, if we do a versus battle, you can kind of get a feel for mashing the buttons and come up with something. It could be good.
I need to play the buttons. My problem is the button contacts on these things, on these games.
Tough.
If I'm gonna find out if it's a Y or if it's a B, or what was the other? A or B?
Yeah.
A or B?
They're all labeled.
They were labeled with A and B, and Y and B.
The thing is, you have to get to the point where it's second nature, and you're not even thinking about what the button is. That's the trick to the games, Uncle. We have to get to that point.
I haven't got to that point.
We're working our way up there.
Another fun one in those old NES games, sports games, is they made a soccer game, and I don't remember the name of it, but I think it was like World Cup Soccer or something, where these little square-headed, like Frankenstein-looking soccer players.
I know the one you're talking about, yeah. I know the one you're talking about, yeah.
You can just horribly, terribly beat up the other player and knock him down and stuff, and you don't even get any penalty or anything. It's so funny. It's like, just beat up the other team. Like
that is a fun game. Yeah, it looks like River City Ransom. I think it's got the same graphics as it.
Yeah. Or just these weird blockheads.
Yeah, I remember we had that game. That's a fun game.
You have that on there too?
I want to say that's one of the later Nintendo games too. So the graphics are.
Yeah, I think at one point they started making it and put it into one of those double games. Remember they had the double games. And they put that with volleyball, which was another. And I don't know. Volleyball was a little hard to navigate, but if Uncle could master volleyball, that is hilarious to try and play that game too. That's another one.
Yeah,
I'm playing volleyball,
and they had the square-headed guys too.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what game developer it was. I want to say Capcom, but I think that's wrong. I forget. It's a particular developer that's like their graphical style.
Yeah,
they always had characters that looked like that in the games.
Capcom's more like the Kung Fu and what is it?
They own Street Fighter 2, so when that came along, that was their property.
Yeah.
And they have a bunch of stuff.
Contra.
Mega Man. Mega Man
was one.
Capcom,
Mega Man.
They have that. They have a lot of big ones. I can't recall any else at the
Another
moment.
one that might be fun for him is Bomberman.
Oh, yeah, we do need to play that. That's a fun game, Uncle.
Was that, you got that too?
Yes, I do. I do have a
All
couple
right, let's get these games for whenever we get on again, put on the two thing.
We will.
That'll be, whenever we do that. Remember that, to do that, because we'll play on, right, Jimmy?
You okay, Jimmy?
You want to speak? What do you think of
suggestion? On PS1, I remember a game, you like Mortal Kombat, you gotta play that X-Men Academy where you could be any of them and fight each other.
Oh, cool.
Oh, you know what's another great...
I always used to be the guy that could shoot electricity out of his hands and always win.
Cool. That's cool.
I'll tell you one game that I played, which frustrated the crap out of me with the codes you had to enter, but what I loved the game was Ring King, another sports game on Nintendo. Ring King, where you build up a little boxer.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
That would be hilarious, Uncle Boxing.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's Punch Out, Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I love that game too. Yeah, that'd be good.
I really enjoyed that though. With my don't let them cheat you, Uncle. They started your show 10 minutes late.
Very.
Oh, we did. Oh, okay.
No, we didn't. Very short run.
I was gonna say I thought it was shout out time even.
It is, but very short run. Okay. You know what you should look for too is Buster Douglas's Punch Out, which they made for like 6 months.
I remember that. I think that was a Genesis one. I think that was Sega Genesis. I recall that. Yeah.
Okay, now he got things in his mind, things in his head, so he's got that to do on his.
Genesis had Evander Holyfield's punch thing, but Buster Douglas's Punch Out was Nintendo. Evander Holyfield's was on Genesis, and there was a cheat code on that. You just enter the name Beast into the guy's boxer's name. When you train a boxer, he turns green, and all of his powers are loaded up. Yeah, I remember that from Sega Genesis.
Keep talking, man. Keep talking, Chuck. Keep him thinking that with more stuff he has to think or put into the machine.
I'm giving him a whole bunch of different things to do. But it is shout out time though. Yes.
Yeah. Let's go to Jimmy and get the shout out.
You got a shout out.
Who you got, Jimmy?
Shout out to all the big gamers out there. And good luck and Godspeed.
Thank you, Jimmy. It was great to talk to you as always, man. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Easy. And then, Uncle, do you have a shout out?
To everybody that is listening and who called? Well, of course,
Jimmy, callers, listeners to our radio network, people who have our live stream and watch the gaming streams on our YouTube and our Twitter.
Yeah, that too.
Thank you, everybody, for that. And I'll shout out Particle Ion, who I had on the first hour, my old collaborator from Chance Alchemy. Good to talk to him again. Uncle's Twitter and Instagram is at Uncle Podcast. If you want to find the YouTube and the other streams, they're at our website, unclethepodcast.com. You can find all the links there.
Our games are there too.
Our games are there. Yeah, just follow the YouTube. It saves all the old videos, so you can go back and watch them. If you didn't check it out, you can go back and watch it. Maybe you'll enjoy going back and watching it and tune in live for the next one. Yeah. But that'll do it for this week. Uncle, why don't you bring us on?
There's our show 297. Bye-bye. I love track.